Well, it looks like Coldplay, the band, is going to make sure that somebody's going to have a Coldplay when he goes to home. Apparently, a guy was cheating. A CEO of this tech company was cheating with the girl who's supposed to keep everybody from cheating, or having a good time at the workspace. This is wrong. You see, there was a time when young women were taken advantage of in the office, and office romances were some guy chasing a girl around the desk. But then again, true love often bloomed at the workspace, because you got to know the person there over a period of time. But the radicals trying to get rid of the mosquito problem by using tear gas, done away with all that. But still, the higher ups get along. They have a bit of hypocriticism. Only this man, he went to Coldplay with the girl who's supposed to prevent romance from happening, having a romance with her. Well, no, you could well imagine. This is in all the papers. She's become a worldwide event. And the wife, out of pride, may have to divorce him and get half his income. Now, if he's a chairman of the board and he's a CEO, but he has other people invested in the company, he may be able to get fired. Or if he has the whole company, that's not so good because she's going to get half the money. And he got him cold dead to rights. Ah, I don't believe in the situation where somebody can't have a romance in the office. I've known people, they have to skulk around and they have a pretty wholesome relationship and they get married and they have kids later on. But the big government doesn't like that, and the radical feminists have ruined it for everybody. Look, if you're in a job situation, somebody's chasing you around a desk, unless you want to get an aerobic activity out of it, you quit. You quit. Or you stay there and you work with Governor Cuomo. Cuomo. Oh my God. You know, he was the street changing the carburetor of this young black man. You know what I mean? And he's doing it, and there's music in the background. My God, that man hasn't changed other people's car cooperate. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't come out of his car and use the battery there and get it going there. But it's supposed to be symbolic of him helping the everyman, especially in his outreach to the black community. He wouldn't do it to a white man. No, no, no. It's a prejudice because he's being woke. He's being as woke as he could be. And if he was doing it to a white man, the white man ethnic go, what the hell are you doing here with my car? Giving me my batteries made, I can't even conversate about this because I've never driven in my life. I'm a native New Yorker. Cutting the cord, uh, PBS and ANPR, the communist mouthpiece of the left and the Democratic Party, are going to be cut off from their funds. Big Bird will have to be on his own. Now, these companies are basically red commies. It's just so confusing. It used to be red meant the commies, and red, white, and blue meant America. Now it's blue is the commies, and the red is the good guys. I'm confused. I'm a confused man as is. Now they're cutting off NPR, which supposedly is supposed to be honest and just the news, but it's not the news. It's the news from a red commie, red pinko perspective, a radicalness. Both pink mafia and the commies. They're outright communists. They're coming, and also the radical Muslims who want to kill all the Jews. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. They don't report it. It goes unsung. Journals. Oh, PTS. You know when they tried to kill the president or the current president right now, they shot at him, and the reporter said he got upset because the PTS was affecting him because the crowd turned around and looked at him because he is the enemy of the president. and said, "This is all your fault. You've engendered a concept of hatred, calling our great leader Hitler." Now I'm going to tell you something. Donnie Trump, the Donster, the Trump is no Hitler. He has nothing in common with Hitler. Now Mussolini, I could see a little, he's cute like Mussolini used to be. A good public speaker. But he doesn't go those spastic things that Hitler did. And he likes Jewish people. In fact, his daughter is converted to Judaism. How could he be a Nazi? That's impossible. That's almost as impossible as a man having a baby because he's transgender. Competing against, that shouldn't be. That shouldn't be. Women can't compete against men of outstanding athletic abilities because they're the genetics. The average man, yes, a female athlete can compete. Even the cream of the crop, the female competitors can beat mediocre, medium level male, maybe in a combat sport, but not in running and jumping and all that stuff. The women or the transies, I didn't realize so many of them were the transies were into athletics, will win the competitions. It's genetics, but a government backs them up, but not anymore. Not anymore, because they're going to save women's sports by kicking the guys out. Soon to be, let's show, Stephen Colbert. Well, Stephen Colbert has been a mouthpiece for the left for the last 10 years. He used to be a guy who pretended to be conservative, but underneath he was a liberal, and the dynamic of that, the contrast, he was brilliant. But since he became a commie, outright, he's actually a commie. He says, oh, he teaches Sunday school. That man doesn't believe in God. He believes in the structure of the church, but he doesn't believe in God. If he does believe in God, it's not a very nice God that he believes in. He believes the God with a lobotomy, you know? You can kill the unborn, you can castrate children, it's okay with him. That's not God. That's the other guy with the horns and hooves. Soon to be the show is going out of business. It's a very strange way. They tell them that after you came back from vacation, you're out. You got 10 months to live. It's so crazy. It's a crazy thing. They don't give him, hey, look, revamp your show. They're gonna put it out. I don't think he's gonna last 10 months. Nah, he's gonna mouth off. He's gonna say, I got nothing to lose. I'm a little four-eyed bastard, and I have nothing to lose, so I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna go out with guns blazing, and I got a contract. Maybe I'll sue back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. Now, Trump is gonna end the war in Kiev, the war on Kiev, I should say, because what he's gonna do all-out economic war against the Russians. Yeah, and he's gonna save the Ukraine. I think he's gonna do it. Putin has been trying to play him for a fool, and Mariana, his wife, is a beautiful woman. We're saving him from it. That's what's happened. I wonder if I'm going to do this, I'm going to have open eyes. I look like this. I don't want to look like that. Eyes and teeth. Yeah. All right. We're going to go. We're going to try to look. Onward, Trumpy soldiers, marching as to war, with the sword of freedom, Christendom will folklore. All who honor him, O Trump, will get the Trumpy bump. Onward, Christian soldiers of the big man Trumpy Trump. Onward, Trumpy soldiers, marching as to war against the democratic demons who are Satan's glory.